My name is Accuses, parliamentary candidate Aspirant, Manhyia North, MPP. Yes. So far, so good. But however, there is this sort of machoism going around where an opponent buses delegates from unknown locations and he brings them under tight security of macho armed men, so that he will lead them to the pool booth as if he's leading them to a slaughterhouse. Aside that, there is nothing here to be content with. The security is fine, and I'm hoping that at the end of the day, all things will rest well after the pools are counted. I am not accusing him. These are facts that are happening. They are in these U-turn buses, big ones. He put the delegates in these buses. He bussed them from an unknown location. Then he brings them to the polling station under tight armed men. Then he directs them straight to where the pools are for them to pick their sheet. It is not an accusation. These are facts that are happening.
But have you found out whether they are delegates of your party or not?
Yes, they are delegates of our party being marched as if to the slaughterhouse by metro men. And that is what is happening. But aside that, there's nothing that's
wrong. That is wrong with regards to your party.
And our behaviors aren't the same. We are an apostle of democracy and we practice that. But you cannot say that each and every individual will go by the tenants. And that is
saying that it is not allowed in your party that an aspirant can carry delegates to go and vote. It is not allowed.
It is not allowed. And even as a delegate, you have your own free mind to take a decision for yourself and for the party and for the community and the constituency that you live in for a 4-year period. Why must somebody, under the spare of about 30 seconds, command you, direct your mind before you cast a vote? These are not right. You see, we preach against these things, but the individuals within our party, some makes these things very appalling.
But isn't it somehow laudable, to see that delegates that you know would vote for you cannot afford to go to the center wherever they are going to vote? Isn't it laudable that you would facilitate their movement there?
The elections we are conducting in 2020 is conducted on electoral area basis. These electoral areas are formed by polling stations, and these polling stations are where people vote. And most often than not, nobody lives away a radius of 100 meters or 100 meters from his or her polling station. So how can that person afford? It's a walking distance for every polling station. But the fact is that, why must we buzz these people out from the constituency for a day and bring them back under tight armed security? It doesn't say good things about you, that individual.
These are things that we don't know. Where are your proofs?
So these are what I'm telling you. These are facts on the grounds. Interview every single person. Go to DRC, RC Primary. That is where DRC is having their election. Go to Steakhouse. That is where Dr. Quarry is having their elections. Go to Anglican now. And as I speak with you here, wait in a 30 minutes period and you see a red bus coming and you find those delegates in there.
So have you communicated to your party leadership, and what are they saying?
We've communicated to the leadership, and we've also communicated to the security personnel around. That is why you can see there are armed security here to ward off all sort of these.
What have they told you, the party leadership?
It is in our regulations. What exactly are they supposed to do? We the individuals, and you must also be saying these things out there to people, that we must name and shame. It is not always necessary. Now we are at the crunch of voting. What do you expect the party leadership to do? They've said all that they've said. It's just like a pastor preaching to you in a church. He says everything about adultery, but you go out in the night and commit it. What should the pastor do? We as individuals must be telling ourselves that these things are not right. We are in an internal elections, and we must see ourselves as friends, as brothers and sisters, but not as enemies. At the end of the day, there is a winner, and I will be that winner. I must unite everybody.
Thank you very much.
Why must anybody be doing these things? At the end of the day, it becomes difficult stretching an arm.
How do you come by that prediction that you would win?
You see, why would anybody believing in his or her delegates buzz them under armed security men? Do you know the number of people that have voted?
Is that how do you come by that? That you would win.
I've seen what is happening. If you don't fear, you don't buzz people and under armed security before you bring them to a polling, because you don't even trust them. Why must they trust you for 4 years if you can't trust them for a day? I trust the delegates, and mark my words, 68% of the valid vote is going for Accuses today.
Thank you, Honorable.
Thank you so much.
You're most welcome.